You have reached the Stretch Internet Broadcast Studio. Please enter your 4-digit code now. Your code has been accepted. Your broadcast will begin in 5 seconds.
Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2.
Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check.
It's Utah Valley Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Jordan Bianucci with you alongside Ryan Pickens, and it does seem like we were just with you. We were just here, Ryan.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just a little break. Game 2 of a doubleheader today between UVU and Bakersfield. And UVU, I should say for everybody, it is the rubber match of this series, as Bakersfield won last night, UVU won today, and now the all-important rubber game of this series to decide who wins it. And both teams really need it, UVU especially after losing 2 of 3 to North Dakota and trying to climb up in those WAC standings. I'll send it over to Ryan for the starting lineups, and in just a minute we'll have our first pitch.
All right, let's give you the starting lineup for Bakersfield. Pretty similar to their lineup earlier in the day. Leading off in center field to be number 1, Jordy Hine. Miles Jones will hit in the 2 spot. He's at third base. Max Carter, the second baseman, hits third. Chance Guspeth will hit fourth, the right fielder. Alan Gwynn will be DHing once again, hitting in the 5 spot. Oscar Sinai will hit 6th at short. Solomon Williams, the first baseman, hits 7th. It's going to be Ross Huff behind the plate tonight, hitting 8th, and Garrett Pierce rounding out the order and hitting 9th. Pitching tonight for Bakersfield, number 77, Austin Davis. Let's give you the defense here for the Wolverines. It will be Cade Andrus in left, Craig Brinkerhoff in center field, Sean Moish will be in right. Jackson Coons gets the start at third. Cam Zollinger will be at short. Grayson Bogdan at second. Riley White over at first, and back behind the plate will be Seth Reinier with Danny Bettis getting the start. This will be Bettis' 7th start of the year. He's 1-3 with a 6.21 ERA. His last outing, Jordan Cumming against Dallas Baptist, where he threw 5 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned, walked 4, struck out 1. So he has been prone to give up some walks this year. He'll have to do that to keep this great Bakersfield team off the base paths tonight.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Here we go. First pitch of the ball game. Bettis throws. Fastball. Strike 1 on the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Jordy Hine. First pitch of the ball game, 6:18 Mountain Standard Time, 57 degrees, your game time temperature. I take that back, 58 degrees, Ryan. Ooh, it's getting balmy out here. A little chopper up the middle, moving to his right, backhanding it is Bogdan. He throws out the speedy Hine, and that's how this game gets started.
A good play up the middle there by Bogdan, and that's going to be key. We saw the great pitching performance in Game 1. We know UVU can pitch, but throughout the year they've been kind of shaky with the bats. They've been good at some times and have struggled, so that's going to be the key in this. How can they handle the left-handed pitching? They didn't handle Bakersfield's left-hander Aikenhead too much last night.
We will see. Here's the pitch. This one popped up high in the infield right side. Riley White, the first baseman, settling under it, will make the one-handed grab to the left of the bag, and they're quickly 2 away here. So a nice start for Danny Bettis, not throwing a lot of pitches and throwing them in the strike zone, being very aggressive, Bakersfield, right out of the bat. So here is Max Carter. In fact, that was so quick, I failed to mention that was Miles Jones, of course, who popped up, but here is Max Carter to hit with the bases empty and 2 outs. Fastball misses up high from Bettis, and it's 1 ball, no strike. Bettis, the sophomore out of Highland, Utah, went to American Fork High School, 6'5", 230 pounds. That pitch, right on the outside corner, fastball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Max Carter. Carter in Game 2 and the earlier game of this doubleheader went 0 for 3. 1-1 the count. Curveball falls in there, but not called a strike, just off the inside corner. And it's 2-1. An overcast evening here in Orem. Not a lot of wind, although it may pick up as we move along. The lights are on. 2-1 pitch, down low, and it's 3-1 now to Carter. It would be Chance Guspeth to hit should Carter reach. Bettis working from the windup. Everybody straight away for the Wolverines. Bettis exhales, now winds over his head, the pitch, and it's outside. So a 2-out walk from Danny Bettis, and that's what, Ryan, you were referring to. At times he can look so good and then walk a man just like that. So we'll face the cleanup hitter Chance Guspeth with Carter on first.
Bettis on the year, Jordan, 15 walks to 11 strikeouts. So that does tell us that for almost every strikeout, he gives up a walk or so.
So stepping in now, right-handed hitter, Chance Guspeth. From the stretch, Bettis delivers. Fastball, strike one, right down the pipe, and it's 0-1. Guspeth hitting .295 on the season. Steps up there, waiting for Bettis, who rests his glove on his left knee. Now comes set, bent at the waist a bit. Throws fastball low and away again. So 1-1, the count. After throwing that first strike, goes back to that fastball on which he walked Carter. That got away from him, low and away. Now a throw over to first, back in diving safely is Carter. Nice move there from Danny Bettis over to first. Open stance, right side of the plate for Chance Guspeth. Bettis set, now throws over again, back in diving. Carter on the season has not stolen a bag. He's 0 for 1. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one swung on and lifted, little blooper into right field. Coming in and making the grab is Sean Moish. Two-handed grab to end the first. So, Bakersfield does not get a hit, no runs. However, they do leave a man stranded on the base paths. Heading to the bottom of the first, it's Roadrunner 0, the Wolverines, coming up.
Bottom half of the first inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Let's give you the lineup for the Utah Valley Wolverines. Leading off at second base, it's number 1, Grayson Bogdan. The catcher, Seth Rainier, will hit in the 2 spot tonight. Sean Moish will hit third. Colby Croft will do the DHing tonight for Utah Valley. Craig Brinkerhoff will be in center field batting 5th. Riley White will hit 6th and will be at first base. Cade Andrews will hit 7th. Jackson Coons will hit 8th, and rounding out the order and batting 9th will be number 10, Cam Zollinger. On the mound tonight for the Roadrunners will be number 77, Austin Davis. Davis coming in 1-4 on the year, making a 7th start. Does have 1 complete game in 40 1/3 innings with a 3.12 earned run average.
No score here as we begin the bottom of the first inning. First pitch to Bogdan. He swings and pops this one up foul, tailing foul and out of play down the right field line. Giving chase was everybody, it seemed like. The first baseman, Williams, Max Carter at second, and Chance Guspeth in right, but they couldn't get to it, and it's just a strike. 0-1 to Bogdan. Bogdan comes in hitting .235. In the first ball game, he went 1 for 4 and scored a run. Bogdan hitting from the right side of the plate. The defense strayed away for Bakersfield. 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside at 85, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Austin Davis working quickly into his windup. He throws. Fastball swung on. This one jammed Bogdan into shallow right field. Going back into his left is Carter. He will make the grab, and there's 1 away in the bottom of the first. So here comes Seth Rainier, who's catching his 2nd consecutive game just today. So Rainier will ice those knees after this ball game.
Typically, you don't see the catcher in a doubleheader catch the first game and then the second.
Right. The first pitch swung on. Rainier fouls it back and out of play. Strike one to him. Yeah, Colby Croft sometimes will get the start behind home plate. I believe Croft may be nursing a minor injury right now. 0-1, fastball on the outside corner, strike two. That would just prevent him from catching every day normally. Obviously, he pinch hit in the last game. 0-2 pitch, way up high, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, base is empty. Nobody on, and the bases are empty each. A 1-2 pitch, strike 3 called on Rainier. A fastball just below the knees, and they're 2 away in the bottom of the first. In case you didn't get that, the bases are empty. No score here at the bottom.
I think, Jordan, there's multiple ways to say it, and I think you hit it right twice, maybe 3 times.
I wanted to emphasize that. No one is on base. However, at bat is Sean Moish. He takes a strike. Moish hitting from the right side, switch hitter against the lefty Davis. Pitch to him. Fastball is chopped in foul territory. Moish was hustling up the line, but it is well foul on the first base side. The catcher popped out of his crouch. Huff to get to it. But it's 0-2 now to Sean Moish. UVU, of course, was scheduled to play tonight at 6, but only one game. They were not scheduled to play this afternoon. It was supposed to be a Sunday noon start tomorrow. However, the forecast has called for snow and everything else you can think of. And so they moved that game to today. The pitch swung on. A little liner into right field. Is going to fall for a base hit. Gusbeth juggled the ball. Had he come up with it cleanly, it was hit in such shallow territory out there. He may have had a chance to get Moish at first base, but once he bobbled the baseball, there was no chance. So Moish in there with a single with 2 outs for Colby Croft, the designated hitter.
You could tell Moish, too, understood that because he didn't exactly, a lot of times on a single, those kind of jogged down to first, and he didn't maybe run full speed, but ran at a pretty good clip to get down there.
Yeah, he was hustling. He saw where that ball was. Moish with a very small lead at first base, held on by Solomon Williams. Croft, the right-handed hitter, up there. Davis checks him, now throws. That one swung on and fouled back out of play behind us. And it's no balls, 1 strike to Colby Croft.
Davis is getting a lot of his pitches here to these first 3 or 4 hitters around the plate, putting him in spots where Utah Valley can make contact. That will be something to watch as this game goes on.
Absolutely. 0-1 pitch now coming to Colby. He swings and chops one foul, third base line. And it's quickly 0-2 to the designated hitter. Croft pinch hit in the game before this one, in game 1 of this doubleheader, and walked and got an RBI out of it. The bases were loaded, and he took a good at bat and walked against the lefty from Bakersfield. Daly, the pitch. That one up high, misses. It's 1-2. A few fans still filing in here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's actually a nice night. As soon as the sun goes down, it'll cool down a bit. 1-2 pitch. That one inside. Nice block by Ross Huff, getting the start here in game 3 of the series and game 2 of the doubleheader. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. UVU scored in the first inning in game 1 of this doubleheader earlier today. They would like to do that here and get out in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man at first base. The pitch. Strike 3 called, a breaking ball that was right on the inside corner. Maybe a slider there, it looked to be. Nice pitch, whatever it was, from Austin Davis, and the inning is over. UVU gets a hit. They leave a man stranded, no runs. We head to the top of the second here on WolverineGreen.com. No score. Alan Gwynn to lead things off here in the top of the second inning. No score between Bakersfield and Utah Valley. Danny Bettis back out on the mound for the Wolverines, the right-hander. He gave up a walk in the first inning, but no damage done, as he got Chance Guspeth to line out. Here's Gwynn, though, hitting from the right side, righty on righty. Fastball misses low and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Guspeth hitting .343 this season. The pitch to him. 1-0 is swung on. Base hit right center field. Giving chase is Brinkerhoff in center and Moishan right. Brinkerhoff's going to cut it off. Heading for second base is the runner. Now the throw is wide of second base, and luckily backing up at third, it is Jackson Coons who keeps it in fair territory from heading near the dugout. But in there with a double is Alan Gwynn. Had that throw been on the bag and a good one, it would have been a close play at second base.
Gwynn, a good job there of taking that ball the other way into the gap and using his speed to get around first. We talked about it in the first game. Gwynn with pretty good speed out there on second base. He's found his way on base a lot this season for Bakersfield.
So here's Oscar Sinai. Perhaps he'll bunt, playing about even with the bag now, maybe coming in, just creeping in a bit at third is Jackson Coons. But doesn't show bunt. Now he does, and he bunts it on the third base side, and it's a beauty. Backhanding it is the pitcher Bettis. He'll throw to first, and it's wild. It goes up the line. The run will easily come into score. Now bobbling it down in the bullpen is Bogdan, I believe. And the run comes into score on the E1. It will be a throwing error on Danny Bettis. Heading to second on the error is Oscar Sinai. So UVU, after playing stellar defense for the most part in game one, comes out here and makes a huge mistake early on. 1-0 Bakersfield.
Sometimes it's hard when you're making that judgment call of whether you should throw it. Sometimes the best play is just to hold on to it. I mean, especially if it's going to be close and you're going to try to rush your throw.
So man in scoring position, nobody out still. The left-handed hitting Solomon Williams fouls one out of play, and it's no balls, 1 strike. Now, Brian, the interesting thing, baseball-wise, is that run is not charged, actually, to Danny Bettis, even though he made the error himself. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch to the tall lefty. He swings, fouls it off again, this time on the left side, and it's 0-2. A couple of fastballs out of the gate for Bettis. So Oscar Sinai was a really, really fantastic bunt. Third base side in between Coons and Bettis. Bettis made a nice job to backhand it, but as you said, he may have just wanted to eat that one. Sinai, a lot of speed up the line. Now he's at second base with a good-sized lead. Nobody out, a man on, 1-0 Bakersfield here in the second. Bettis from the stretch. 0-2 pitch. Fastball down in the dirt, a nice stop from Rainier behind home plate. And the count runs to 1-2. Bettis trying to limit the damage here in the first inning, in the second inning rather, just trying to get an out. After the leadoff double and the error committed by Bettis himself. Everybody straight away defensively for the Wolverines. Solomon resting the bat on his shoulder. Now he gets ready. Puts it behind his ear. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and fouled off to the left side. Way out of play. Nice change of pace there from Bettis. But a nice job by Solomon to just foul it away and wait for a pitch he likes. Solomon Williams batting .225 this season. Hitting .143 with runners in scoring position, however. Bettis taking his time now. Now steps off the rubber, being very deliberate. Wants to go through the signs once again with Rainier behind home plate. The pitch. 1-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. And there's 1 away in the inning. A nasty pitch there. It was a fastball that was just down and in. Williams chased it. And that's Bettis' first strikeout of the ballgame. Here comes Russ Hoff, the 8th place hitter for Bakersfield. Huff hitting from the right side. Still at second is Oscar Sinai. Huff, wide open stance. The pitch, fastball misses low and away, and it's 1 ball, no strike to Sinai. One ball, no strikes. The count to Huff. The pitch, curveball, swung on, tapped out in front of the mound. That's going to stay fair on the grass. Fielding it is Rainier, throws to first base to complete the putout. A very nice play by Seth Rainier. That one was just placed in a no man's land there, but Rainier hopped out of his crouch and made the play. Advancing to second, however, is Williams, 2 away in the inning. And I say Williams, Sinai advancing to third base.
And now here with 2 outs. Big out coming here for Bettis. If he can get out of this inning, only allowing 1, and get his teammates behind him up to bat.
Absolutely. Here's Garrett Pierce, 9th place hitter, hitting from the right side. Pierce, in the first ball game, was 0 for 3. The pitch from Bettis. Down in the dirt, ball 1. An interesting outfield alignment against the right-handed hitter. Brinkerhoff in center playing way over to the right side. And then Riley White, in right field, the right fielder very shallow. There's a strike in their breaking ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Moish is just perhaps, not even mid-deep, very shallow in right field. Playing deep in left, however, is Andrus. Now the runner dancing off third. Bettis looks at him. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one swung on, line drive, base hit right field. That's going to head towards the corner. Getting to cut it off just in front of the track is Moish. A great play by Sean Moish to hold Pierce to a single. However, the run comes in to score, and it's 2-0 Bakersfield. So Pierce comes up with the RBI single. Moish doing a nice job to keep him at first base, cutting it off down the line in front of the track. But the damage is done. Bakersfield with 2 runs in here in the inning. And we're back at the top of the order. Left-handed hitting, Jordy Hine. Pitch to Hine. Fastball, down low. 1 ball, no strikes to him. Hine begin this ball game, bouncing out to Bogdan at second. That was just an inning ago. 2 runs in here for Bakersfield. They lead it 2-0. 2 out, a man on. White holding on. The runner at first, now a throw over. Back in diving safely is Pierce. Bettis checks the runner over his left shoulder. Now comes Seth. He throws a bunt throw. Now the runner takes off to second. Throw down. They got him by a mile. A beautiful throw from Seth Rainier. And that looked like a little hit and run, a little bunt and pull it back. Still second base, and it did not work out for the Roadrunners. So UVU gets out of the inning, but not before Bakersfield scores 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave nobody on the base paths. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Wolverines trail 2-0. Bottom of the second inning. here in Orem, 2-0. The Roadrunners leading the Wolverines. Leading things off for UVU here in the second, it'll be Craig Brinkerhoff. We will go 5, 6, 7 in the order. Brinkerhoff, White, and Andrus. Back out on the mound for the Roadrunners is Austin Davis. He delivers a fastball swung on and missed by Brinkerhoff. Some whack play tonight. 0-1 pitch. That one swung on and missed again. A nice fastball offered by Davis. You know, Ryan, I can't take credit for this word, but maybe some whaction tonight, you could say. I saw that on Twitter from the whack Twitter. I really liked that. It really saved some time. Everyone knows what you're talking about as a ball is fouled away.
And it sounds good too.
Oh, it sounds it's smooth. There's some whaction.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah. Say, what are you guys doing tonight? Just calling some whaction. That's all we're doing. Here's the fastball that may have been strike 3, but just missed above the belt. A close one there. The count, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brinkerhoff. Fastball misses away, and it's 2-2. So Craig doing a nice job of battling back after falling behind 0-2.
Davis put that fastball in there at 90 miles an hour. He's throwing hard. He's a hard-throwing lefty.
He is. He's a big boy out there. The pitch, 2-2, swung on and lifted high in foul territory. Right side, will it get out of play? It should, and it does, just barely falling into the dugout over there, the Bakersfield dugout on the first base side. Giving chase was Solomon Williams and the catcher Ross Huff, but they ran out of room. Not a lot of foul territory here in Orem. You have the bullpens down the line, so just enough to have those in play, then a little more, but nothing like, say, the Coliseum in Oakland or anything like that. A hitter's ballpark for the most part at Brent Brown. 2-2, swung on and missed. A beauty of a breaking ball, and Brinkerhoff is down swinging. 3rd strikeout of the night for Davis.
Davis is getting a real big flow, and you know, it's been kind of interesting the lefties that UVU has seen this year. They've saw Zach Muckenhern from North Dakota, and he pitched a beautiful 8 innings, and the lefty the other night.
Ground ball up the middle, coming over across Sinai ranging, throws to first for the out, and Riley White is retired on 1 pitch. Nice play by Sinai. And here comes Cade Andrus. Yeah, the lefties, and UVU with a heavy right-handed lineup and some switch hitters really has, as you mentioned, really struggled surprisingly against left-handed pitching this season. Austin Davis, 6'5" on the mound right now, 240 pounds, as Cade Andrus foul tips one into the glove for strike 1. That fastball at 91 clocked on the scoreboard out in right center field. The flag laying limp as well. Now time called, taken as a ball got away, I believe, from the stands in left field. They have a berm down there in left field where the kids can hang out and play. And a baseball, they're playing catch. Wild throw into left field. Timeout. 0-1 pitch. That one swung on back and fouled back, I should say, to the screen. Quickly 0-2 to Cade Andrus. Home plate umpire tonight, John Wolf. Jeff Macias moves to first base. Darren Steers to third base as Andrus gets hit in the back and falls down. He'll reach first base. That is the Wolverines' second base runner of the ball game on the hit by pitch. So here comes Coons hitting from the left side with 2 out and a man on. So Austin Davis, who has been, his command has really been there. First 2 innings, really let one go there. Something happened. And puts a man on. Coons waiting, lefty on lefty. Fastball, misses low and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. The lights on here in Orem as the sun is setting, I should say, on a overcast evening. We're approaching 7 o'clock. 1-0 pitch coming. Short lead at first by Andrus. Now a throw over. He's back in standing. Andrus this season is actually 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts. He stays put. The fastball Misses inside, and it's 2-0 now to Jackson Coons. Cam Zollinger, 9th-place hitter, waits on deck. Coons was 0 for 3, but scored a run in the first ball game today. 2-0 pitch he's taking for a strike, and it's in there. Count 2-1. Everybody straight away for Bakersfield. Bakersfield wearing the yellow tops again. Blue hats, though, this time. Shedding the camo hats they wore in game 1. Breaking ball misses up high, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike now to Jackson Coons, who should see something good to hit.
When you have a pitcher that's really pitching well, your best bet really is to start taking pitches and really working counts to get that pitch count up.
3-1 pitch on the way. Fastball in there for a strike. Taking all the way there was Jackson Coons. The Wolverines, as you said, Ryan, making what they want to make. Austin Davis throw some pitches here. Full count, runner on first, 2 outs. The pitch swung on, ground ball, ranging to his left is Jones. He has it, gets up from one knee, throws Coons out at first base, and the inning is over. Jones looked to maybe struggle with that one a little bit as he double clutched, but had plenty of time to make the play. The Wolverines get a base runner. They leave him stranded. No hits, no runs. We head to the top of the 3rd. You're listening to Utah Valley Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Bakersfield leads it 2-0. Bakersfield leads it 2-0 as we head to the top half of the 3rd inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Roadrunners. Jordy Hine, Miles Jones, and Max Carter to hit this inning as a few more fans continue to file in here at Brent Brown for a late March matchup. That's called alliteration, Ryan. I nailed it.
Yes.
March matchup, man. Between Waction and March matchup, I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah. You have one more.
That wasn't very convincing.
You have one more day where you can use that phrase, Jordan. One more, and then you got to come up with something for April, right?
You call that just that makes me feel bad. Kind of waste all March. As I could have been using March matchups all month. Whatever. Now I'm down. Ball misses outside. Whatever. 1-0 the count to Jordy Hine. Fastball swung on, fouled away left side. That'll get onto the berm out there. And the count even at 1-1. The Roadrunners on top here, 2-0. They scored 2 runs last inning in the 2nd inning off Danny Bettis. The pitch, breaking ball misses away, and it's 2-1. Bettis, your Sunday starter, as you would call him in college baseball, getting the start here in Game 3 on a Saturday, though. 2nd game of a doubleheader. 2-1 pitch, fastball swung on, right back to Bettis. He stabs it. Nice play. He'll run over to first, underhand it to Riley White for the out, and there's one away.
Hard hit ball back up the middle. It's a great play by Bettis. Gets that glove down, ready to field this position. It just run it over. Looked a little bit like Greg Maddox out there.
Hey, yeah, a very nice play to get down. And that ball was hit very hard. And now time is taken as it looks like Bettis had some clay in his cleats, in his spikes, and a UVU player runs out to give him a tool to clean those out. I'd tell you who the player was, but he has a pullover on. I can't quite tell who it is from here. But Bettis cleans out those cleats with 1 out in the inning, and base is empty. It'll be Miles Jones coming to the plate. I don't know Not sure, maybe he got some sod or grass in there because while the infield is just a little damp after spraying it down between games, it is not wet out there at all, or shouldn't be. Here's the pitch. Miles takes a ball up and in. Miles Jones popped up to first base back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Bettis from the windup. 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on, check swing, foul ball. I believe it hit off Miles as he's grimacing, now walking around home plate. Not sure where it got him as he takes a practice cut. Two to nothing. Bakersfield leads UVU in the rubber match of this 3-game series. The pitch, fastball, called for a strike on the outside corner, and Bettis is ahead 1-2. Bettis, when working from the windup, will have that old-fashioned come all the way over the head with the ball and glove, and then big leg kick. That one, a curveball swung on and hit foul down the third base line. The count remains at 1-2.
Bettis takes a lot off his fastball. His fastball comes in about 89, 90 or so. And then that last curveball was just thrown, came across the plate at 70. So really going to give the hitter a change of speeds.
If he can execute that curveball, he'll be good. That was a nice pitch. There's a fastball coming back at 91, and just getting a piece of it was Miles Jones fouling it off to the right side. Really late on that one. But yeah, Bettis, if he can execute the fastball, hit his locations, and then mix in that curveball, he'll have a lot of hitters off balance. Max Carter waits on deck. Nobody on base, 1 out. Top of the second. The pitch to Jones. He swings and lifts this one into deep right field. Going back is Moyes. Moyes still going back on the track. He makes the grab. And Sean Moyes just proving to be a stellar outfielder and not playing his normal left field position, moving to right and making it look easy.
Yeah, there's some outfielders that don't really like to change positions because the look of the ball comes different off the bat if you play left field and then you go play right. It kind of, just the cut and the slice of it's different. Sean Moyes doesn't really look like there's much difference out there tonight.
No, he did. One ball in the series he took kind of an interesting route to, but that's it. Moyes has been sensational out there. That one fouled away off the bat of Max Carter, and it's 0-1 to the Bakersfield second baseman, hitting from the right side. 2 out, nobody on. Bettis over the head into his windup. The pitch swung on, popped up behind home plate, giving chase is right near. That one's going to get out of play, though. Onto the netting behind home plate. The netting, a lot of netting here at UVU. The netting extends from the backstop and each dugout all the way up to the rooftop so that spectators sitting in the seats in that area really do not have much of a chance to get a foul ball unless it sneaks through the area where there's no netting, where it comes to the rooftop and there's just a little space in between there. Little check swing. Did he go around? He did, says first base umpire Jeff Macias, and the inning is over. So the strikeout for Danny Bettis, his second of the ball game, ends the top of the third. A hit, or rather no hits, nobody left on base, no runs for Bakersfield. They lead it 2-0, however, as we head to the bottom of the third on WolverineGreen.com. Bottom of the third inning here. The Wolverines looking to come back. They trail it 2-0 in Game 3 of this WAC series against Bakersfield. Leading things off for Utah Valley, it'll be Cam Zollinger, the 9th-place hitter. And then back to the top of the order in Grayson Bogdan. Zollinger hitting from the right side. The lefty, Davis, delivers. Fastball, strike one. No, called it a ball. That one was pretty good from up here, but just missed inside, says home plate umpire John Wolf. Count 1 ball, no strikes. That fastball well out of the strike zone, low and away, and it's 2-0. Zollinger hitting 143 on the season, though he's had very few at-bats. Only 7 official at-bats this season, so really, he's 1 for 7, I should say. 2-0 the pitch to him. Fastball, that one caught the outside corner, and it's 2-2. 2-1. The pitch to Zollinger, that one swung on and missed. Now it's 2-2.
Davis, pretty quick worker, grabs the ball, gets on the mound, gets the sign, and goes.
He absolutely is quick. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball. That one looked pretty good from up here. It looked like it caught the outside corner, but John Wolf says no, it did not. Full count. The pitch, fastball swung on and fouled away. To a degree, all these Bakersfield pitchers have been very quick workers when compared to other teams we've seen. They really just get it and go. Full count. The pitch. Zollinger takes a pitch up high. He walked him. So a leadoff walk for the Wolverines, and now it's the top of the order. So a nice at bat there from Cam Zollinger.
He got to work the count, got to see a bunch of pitches, and really did a great job. Now he's on base, and see what the top of this lineup can do.
Zollinger has not attempted to steal this season. Grayson Bogdan, the right-handed hitter, leadoff man, will come up now. Lefty on the mound, I should say, against right-handed hitter. Short lead for Zollinger at first. The pitch now showing bunt was Bogdan. It was a called strike. He pulled the bunt back, but a strike nonetheless. 0-1 to him. Waiting on deck is Seth Rainier. Playing in at third base, about the edge of the grass, is Miles Jones. Holding the runner on at first is Solomon Williams. Middle infield double play depth. No outs. 1 on, third inning, 2-0 Bakersfield. Now a pitch out. The runner was not going, and the count is 1-1. Bogdan getting the sign. We'll see if he still wants to lay down a bunt. The Wolverines trail by 2 here early on in the third. The lefty comes set. He throws. Now this one grounded to short. Takes a wicked hop off the glove of Sinai. The runner advances to second base. Cam Zollinger, that was a tailor-made double play ball until it took a terrible hop and almost hit Sinai in the face. He got out of the way of it. It trickled into the outfield, and the Wolverines catch a big break. It's not an error. It's a hit for Bogdan. It was hard hit as well, but just right at the shortstop. But they do catch a break on a bad hop. So runners on first and second, nobody out for Seth Rainier.
It's a tough position for Sinai to be in. He played it, and it just caught that middle hop and just went right up over his glove.
Pitch. Rainier shows bunt, but he pulls it back, misses high and away. Talking to Bogdan, who hit that baseball before the game, he says the infield's a little brutal here. He goes, it's playing very fast, and there are a lot of bad lumps in the grass area in the infield that kind of give you some bad hops. That may have been the case there. 1-0 pitch is bunted foul near the on-deck circle, near the third base dugout, and the count is even at 1-1. So Zollinger's at second, Bogdan at first base. Wolverines really need to take advantage of the gifts they are given, such as that one. Nobody out, 2 on. Corner infielders in, middle infielders double play depth. The pitch, Rainier shows bunt. He does, bunt fair territory. Hopping off the mound is Davis. He has it, throws to first for the out. A nice play by Austin Davis, but the runners move up to second and third. So, well done sacrifice off the bat of Seth Rainier. He'll go in to to the books as a sacrifice 1-3 put out. So now runners on second and third with one out for Sean Moish. Hitting from the right side against the lefty, the switch hitter will step in there. Looking for a couple RBIs, looking to tie this ball game. Bogdan at second. Zollinger at third base. The pitch. Outside. A breaking ball there from Davis. Missed out, and I think that's the first breaking ball that he's started an at-bat with in this ball game. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. There's the fastball right down the... I'm not sure where that one missed, Ryan, to be honest with you. That looked pretty good.
Maybe a little high. That's the only conclusion I can really come to.
Yeah, that was right there, I thought. But 2-0, called for a ball. Yeah, maybe just a bit above the belt. So, dancing off third is Zollinger. Davis working from the windup with runners on second and third throws. Fastball misses low, and it's 3-0.
The thought has to cross your mind, too, here. If Davis is kind of maybe pitching around Sean Moish here a little bit, know he's got Colby Croft on deck.
As you say that, Eric Madsen comes out of the dugout and has a quick word with Croft on deck. So 3-0 pitch. Fastball not close, down and in there with maybe the intentional walk is Sean Moish. So bases loaded, though. One out in the inning for Colby Croft. Quick meeting on the mound with Ross Huff, the catcher, and the shortstop, Oscar Sinai. Croft hits from the right side, the designated hitter. Croft struck out looking in his first at-bat facing Austin Davis. Davis will continue to work from the windup here with the bases loaded. One out. Bases juiced. The pitch. Fastball swung on, line drive. That's going to find some outfield grass past the diving second baseman Carter. 1 run is home. Here comes the second. Here's the throw. It's cut off the relay. No call. He's out. So the umpire, John Wolf, was waiting to see if Ross Huff had retained the baseball. He had. They sent Bogdan from second, coming around third. He's thrown at it home. He slid feet first, and then it seemed like Huff kind of brought up his arms. They were tucked into each other and kind of entangled, and Bogdan did a bit of a flip over home plate, but is called out, and that's a big out. So 2 down now. A run does come in. 2-1 the score. In there with the single and the RBI is Colby Croft. Now Brinkerhoff is up there. Fastball misses away. Croft just hit one on the ground, a little low liner that skipped past the dive of Max Carter, diving to his left into right field. Runner on second, runner on first. Here comes the pitch to Brinkerhoff. That one inside. A nice stop by Huff behind home plate. And the count's 2 balls, no strikes. Dave Carter being very aggressive around at third base, sending Bogdan home.
The ball wasn't hit, like it was hit pretty shallow, but Guspeth not playing very deep in right field, got to it very quickly.
He did, and he threw it to Williams, the first baseman, who then had time to even relay it home to get him out. Here's a little chopper to third, charging as Jones. He has it on one hop, throws to first for the out, and the inning is over. So the Wolverines get 1 run, but they had the bases loaded with nobody out. So, or actually with 1 out, pardon me. So they wish they could have had more, but they do get the 1 back. The Wolverines strand 2, and they had 2 hits in the inning. We head to the top of the 4th here on WolverineGreen.com. Bakersfield 2, Wolverines 1. Danny Bettis back out there on the mound as we head to the top of the fourth inning here in Orem. UVU trailing Bakersfield 2-1. Bettis will face the middle of the lineup. It'll be Chance Gusbeth, Alan Gwynn, and Oscar Sinai. And to tell you about it, it is my great pleasure to give you Ryan Pickens.
Thank you, Jordan, as Gusbeth stands in the right side of the batter's box. A tad bit of an open stance as Bettis kicks and delivers the first pitch home. And that one's low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. As Jordan mentioned, it will be Gusbeth, Gwynn, and Sinai, 4, 5, and 6 coming up here against the right-hander Bettis. 1-0 pitch comes home. That one swung on, grounded to short. Zollinger fields it, his throw across the diamond in time. And there's one away here in the fourth. An easy 6-3 put out in your scorebook. And now that's going to bring up Alan Gwynn. Gwynn's had a pretty good day today. In the first game, I guess he was 1 for 4, but did have the one hit off of Ryan Evans, one of the 2 hits off Ryan Evans, I should say, and then had the double and a run scored in this one. So Gwynn will stand in hitting from the right side of the plate. Squared away stance, and the first pitch home is inside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield playing has Brinkerhoff shading a little bit towards right center field as Bettis sets with the 1-0 pitch. Kicks and delivers home, and that one's going to be low for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Bakersfield and Utah Valley have split the first 2 games of the series. Bakersfield winning on Friday night, and then UVU winning earlier as a fastball hits the outside corner for a strike, 2 balls and a strike. This is the 3rd and final game of this series as Bettis sets and delivers the 2-1 pitch home, and that one is low for ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. UVU will play Tuesday night at Brigham Young University in Provo before going to Chicago State next weekend. 3-1 pitch comes, and that one's away for a ball, and that will be ball 4, and Gwynn will take first base. So Gwynn gets on first base with a leadoff or with a 1-out walk, and that's going to bring up Oscar Sinai to the plate. Sinai singled in the second, then came around to score. Hitting .217 coming into this at-bat. Bettis takes a long look into Seth Rainier. And the delivery's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Sinai, the senior from Chula Vista, California. Squared up stance in the batter's box, and the 0-1 pitch is going to be in the dirt. A good block by Rainier, and it will make it 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike the count. As Bettis takes a long look here as he begins to work a little slower with the runner on at first. Gwynn a decent lead and a pickoff move, and he dives back safely. Gwynn running over at first base on the year is 0 for 1 in stolen base attempts. He's got a big lead pickoff move, and he dives back again. Bettis seems to have a hunch here that he might be going. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bettis sets, looks over to White at first, and delivers home. That one's going to stay away and high for a ball. It's 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls and a strike to Oscar Sinai. Sinai on the year, 12 hits in 36 I guess that's 13 hits in 36 at-bats. The 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled straight back into the netting to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bettis takes another look over to Gwynn running at first, and the 2-2 pitch swung on. That one's hit out to right. Moish comes over, didn't make the catch. It went off his glove. Taking the turn and going to head to third. Here comes the relay throw. Bogdan fires it to third, slides in underneath the tag, and safe is Alan Gwynn. So the Roadrunners are catching all the breaks here in this one, as that's going to be officially ruled an E9 against Sean Moish, and he's made so many great plays out there so far today, and that one, it looks like, just totally went off his glove, and it looked like he misread it. It looks like finally the way the ball cut out there on the way the ball was slicing in right field kind of got to Moish there. And so now with one away, Bakersfield with a couple of runners on for Solomon Williams. Williams hitting from the left side at 6'7" frame, stands in. Bettis looks in and delivers, and that's going to be a called strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Williams, a junior from Long Beach, started his collegiate career at Golden West College. No balls and a strike. Bettis looks at the runner at third, delivers. That one's going to be chopped right back to Bettis. He'll check the runner and throw to first, and there's two away. So now Danny Bettis is one out away from escaping a big jam here in the fourth inning, and Ross Huff will come to the plate. Huff started the game last night behind the plate for Bakersfield, did not play in the first game of the doubleheader, as it oftentimes can be hard on catchers to catch both games of the doubleheader. You're talking about having to squat down behind home plate for 18 innings. So Huff will stand in hitting from the right side, wearing number 14. An open stance here. A very open stance as Bettis delivers the first pitch, who swung on and missed, strike one. Huff was way out in front of that one as the breaking ball came in at 82 miles an hour. Huff will stand back in the batter's box, this time with a no ball, one strike count. Bettis takes a long look in, as he tends to work a little bit faster when there's nobody on base. Bettis kicks and delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one away for a ball. Good block by Rainier behind home plate. And that will even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The lights setting in here at Utah Valley University, as within about a half hour or less will be dark here in the Provo-Orem area. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bettis takes a long look in again, gets the sign, and will deliver the 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be low for a ball. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bettis on the year has had a couple of outings. That last time against North Dakota did give up 5 runs, got through 5 innings. Has had a couple of outings where he's struggled to make it through 4, and that one's breaking ball as Huff's way ahead of it. It's 2-2. Then he's had a couple of other outings this year. His outing against Pacific, 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, only 2 of them earned. But then he's had a couple against Loyola Marymount and Pepperdine where he struggled to get through 4 innings. Hoping to get through more tonight. The good news for Utah Valley and for Bakersfield, really, the pitching has been good in this series where they should have plenty of arms available if needed, as the 2-2 pitch comes in the dirt for a ball, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You don't really want to have to dive in deep to your bullpen in any game, but you would rather do it when you have the arms available. So the count goes full here to Ross Huff. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Bettis takes a look in, gets the sign, and delivers home. A breaking ball swung on and popped high up on the infield. Bogdan goes out just about further beyond the second base bag and makes the catch. And the 4th inning for Bakersfield comes to an end. They get no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Bakersfield 2, Utah Valley 1. You're listening to Utah Valley University Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Bottom half of the fourth inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Utah Valley sending up Riley White, Cade Andrus, and Jackson Coons here against Austin Davis as he delivers the first pitch away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to White. White is 0 for 1 on the night, grounded out to short in the second. As Davis set and delivered home the 1-0 pitch, that's going to be in there at the knees for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Davis is a very quick worker here. And the 1-1 pitch as he kicks and delivers home. That one swung out and missed, and it's 1-2. As right there, Riley White chased that one in the other batter's box. It's 1-2. Davis set with the 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be swung on, chopped in the hole and past Jones at third into left field. So White gets on here to lead off the fourth inning. That will be the 4th Wolverine hit of the night. And Cade Andrus will come to the plate here with the runner on at first. Andrus does not have an official at-bat in this game. He was hit by a pitch in the second, and in baseball, the hit by a pitch does not go down in the stat book as an official at-bat. Andrus playing left field, got the start in game 1, and went 1 for 4.
I think Cade would tell you it felt like an official at-bat.
And the first pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. He got hit somehow. I haven't figured this out. In the kind of the back of the knee. I don't know how the ball, because you have the lefty on the mound.
I'm not a science guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That sounds like a science kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. The 1-0 pitch from Davis, bunt showed, and Andrus fouls the bunt. Kind of to the side of home plate, and it's 1-1.
I'm going to chalk it up to magic. That's, I don't know how the...
The only thing I can figure out is when he turned to go to swing at it, it kind of came in, or maybe
he had to cut a lot.
Yeah.
Because it didn't... Well, yeah, when I saw it, it wasn't really a straight... He just got... I mean, it looked like it was coming in, going to kind of not cross the plate, but just be inside. Then
Davis set the 1-1 pitch. It swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. Andrus again chased as that one came over 89 miles an hour. And that's really exactly what Davis has been able to do, work the corners, and has gotten a few of these Utah Valley hitters tonight to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the delivery coming home to Andrus is swung on, line to second, is going to be caught. The throw over to first is in time, and they got him. Carter made a quick throw, made a quick catch, and then a quick throw over to get Riley White at first. So the 3 double play while the line out, and then 4-3 on the put out. And there's 2 away here very quickly in the 4th inning. And Jackson Coons comes to the plate. Coons hitting from the left side was 0 for 3 with a run scored and a walk in the first game. And he takes a called strike at the belt, and it's 0-1. Coons grounded out to third back in the second. And the delivery home from Davis is a breaking ball that stays high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Davis goes anywhere from 87 to 91, and then can drop down into the low 70s. And the breaking ball swung on by Coons and grounded to first, fielded by Williams, who will touch first. And what seemed to be a quick 1-2-3 inning, even though with the hit, the side is retired. And at the end of 4, here from Brent Brown Ballpark, it's Bakersfield 2, Utah Valley 1. You're listening to Wolverine Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Here at Brent Brown Ballpark, we move to the top of the 5th inning. We've just been playing for a little over an hour, and we head to the 5th already. A very quick-moving game up into this point, as Bakersfield will send up Garrett Pierce, Jordy Hine, and Miles Jones. 9-1 and 2 coming up here in the 5th against Danny Bettis, who has gone through 4 innings so far, giving up 2 runs only on 2 hits. And Pierce to step in. He has one of those 2 hits with a single. And the first pitch home is going to be swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Pierce singled in the second and then was caught stealing and to end the second inning. No balls and a strike. Bettis sets and looks in and will kick and deliver home. And that one's going to be check swing. He did not go, and it's inside for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pierce started the first 2 games of this series and also started in this 3rd and final game of the series. 1-1 pitch coming home. Bettis delivers that one. It's a breaking ball, and it stays low for a ball. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bettis set once again on the hill. And will deliver the 2-1 pitch. And it swung on him right back through the middle, through Bettis' legs into center field. He had to dance out of the way of that one, as Pierce was right on top of the timing on that fastball. And Bakersfield has their leadoff man on here to start the 5th, and Jordy Hine coming to the plate. Hine, wearing number 1, will hit from the left side of the plate. Hine has grounded to second and grounded out to the pitcher. In this one tonight, he came in hitting .313 on the year. Now his average is down to .306 with the groundouts. Bettis sets and delivers home, and that was going to be a bunt, and that one's going to go foul down the 3rd baseline. It's 0-1. Hine will slowly make his way back into the batter's box, as it's Pierce running over at first. Gets a decent lead. He's only a couple steps off the bag. He is 1 for 1 this year on stolen base attempts. And the 0-1 pitch home. Hine lays down a bunt. This time, and it looks like he's going to be called out. It bounced in fair territory, came up and hit Hine in the helmet. He is going to be out. Pierce is going to have to return to first base. And I'm not exactly sure how to rule that in the scorebook. I don't know if I should rule that ground out to yourself, or what do you say, Jordan?
Give me a minute.
We do know
I got nothing.
We do know it's the first out of the inning, so I guess that's the important thing.
You know what I'm going to do?
here.
I'm going to write in my book. I'm going to write here. I'm going to say, bunted, ran into it.
There we go. That works. As Miles Jones stands in, the 3rd baseman.
BRII.
There we go. And the first pitch home is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Jones popped out to first and also flew out to right here. Jones an even stance in the box. Pierce with not a big lead. Bettis does look over there. And the 1-0 pitch stays high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Bettis will look over there to let Pierce know that he does remember and does see that he is still there. And Max Carter waiting on deck. 2 balls and no strikes. Bettis sets, takes a look in, and delivers home. That one bounces in the dirt. Good block by Rainier behind home plate. But it does go to 3 balls and no strikes to Jones. 3 balls and no strikes. Bettis takes a look over at first, comes set. Infield playing double play depth. The 3-0 pitch home. That one's going to be over on the corner for a strike, and it's 3-1. If Bettis here can get a ground ball, it can be a double play, and he could potentially get out of the inning. Bettis will take a step off them. It looks like something keeps getting caught in his cleat. I'm not sure if Not sure if they watered down the pitcher's mound too well or something where there's some mud getting in there or something. The 3-1 pitch home. Runner goes. That one swung on, grounded to first. White will field it and touch first. Advancing, though, will be Pierce down to second. And now with 2 away, Max Carter will come to the plate. Carter, wearing number 8, has walked and struck out looking here in this one. And already some early action going in the bullpen for Utah Valley. It is a left-hander. Two outs here in the inning. Bettis sets and delivers home. That one's going to be a check swing, and he held up for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
I believe that's Ulibarri getting warm in the pen. The lefty down there.
So 1-0 count coming here as Bettis delivers home, and that one's in there on the corner for a strike. It's evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Count goes even, 1 ball, 1 strike here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
I take that back. It is Patrick Wolf in the pen.
Bettis delivers a breaking ball, swung on, grounded to short, fielded, Zollinger bobbles it, is thrown, and first will still be in time to get Carter at first. It made the play add a little bit more drama to the play when he bobbled it, but Zollinger had plenty of time to throw over to first, and he gets him. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark, Utah Valley trailing this one 2-1, and they come up in the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Utah Valley University Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Here at Brent Brown Ballpark, the bottom of the 5th inning, as Bakersfield leading this one 2-1, as it's going to bring up Cam Zollinger, Grayson Bogdan, and Seth Rainier coming up here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing by 1. As Zollinger stands in here, he walked back in the 3rd and came around to score. And the first pitch he swings, and he's going to foul that one off, and it's 0-1. Austin Davis has done a very good job here so far to this point of the ball game. As Davis sets and kicks and delivers home to Zollinger. That one's going to be swung on, grounded to second. It's fielded by Carter, and his throw to first in time, and there's 1 away here in the 5th. Davis to this point has gone 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, and only the 1 run. So here's the top of the lineup in Grayson Bogdan. Bogdan typically, if you're just joining us, will hit in the 2 spot. Tonight, earlier for game 1 and this game, he's been moved into the leadoff spot by Coach Eric Madsen. And the delivery home is going to be in there for a called strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike as Davis once again continues to work quickly. And he comes in and delivers home a breaking ball, and that's just going to miss the outside corner. It evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. And Bogdan set, and the 1-1 pitch is swung on and popped up. It's going to go foul, and it makes it 1-2. Bogdan has flew out to second and singled and got retired at home plate on the single by Colby Croft. 1-2 pitch. That one swung on. Going to be hit slowly back to the pitcher. It's fielded, and the throw to first by Davis is in time, and there's 2 away.
That's a nice play by Austin Davis. The pitcher jumps off the mound there, has to move to his left as a left-hander, fields the ball, pivots on his right foot to throw straight to first base. That was just every fundamental you teach a pitcher on how to field. That was it right there. Very nice play. Understated, but nice from Austin Davis.
So 2 outs, and Seth Rainier comes to the plate. And the first pitch is swung on and popped high up and foul. And it's 0-1. Rainier on the day, struck out in the second, and had a sacrifice bunt in the third. He's now hitting .236 on the year. And the 0-1 pitch is going to be high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rainier hitting from the right side of the plate. And the pitch home is away for a ball. It's 2-1. Davis has done a good job of mixing speeds, has thrown a lot of first pitch fastballs. 2 balls and a strike. And Davis sets and delivers home. The 2-1 pitch is swung on, and a fly ball hit out to left. Getting under it there is Pierce, who will make the catch. And the 5th inning comes to an end here in Orem. Utah Valley 3 up and 3 down. We head to the top of the 6th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Bakersfield 2, Utah Valley 1. Top half of the 6th inning at Brent Brown Ballpark. Bakersfield, the Roadrunners, coming up to hit here. They only have 3 hits in the game, but have been able to manufacture 2 runs. They'll send up 4, 5, and 6. Chance Guspeth, Alan Gwynn, and Oscar Sinai. Guspeth will be the first hitter. He's 0 for 2 on the night as he flew out to right and grounded out to short. And he will start here against Danny Bettis. And the first pitch home is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Starting to cool off nicely here at the ballpark. A slight breeze, but nothing too bad here tonight as Bettis kicks and delivers home. That's a called strike. 1-1. See a few people have brought the blankets out to the ballpark tonight. And 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Bettis sets, takes a long look in and delivers. That one high and tight, and it's a ball. 2-1. Guspeth just had to kind of turn out of the way of that one. It was just enough there for a ball. It's 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch from Bettis is going to be on the corner and outside for a ball. 3-1. Infield playing pretty standard depth. Zollinger and Bogdan back on the outfield grass. The 3-1 pitch is low, ball 4, and Guspeth is on here to begin the 6th inning. And that's going to bring up Alan Gwynn to the plate. And it's been interesting to see in these first couple of games. It really has seemed to be the team that has gotten the leadoff runner on base has been able to find a way to manufacture runs, has found a way to win. And now, I mean, obviously, you need to score more than the other team to win. I get that. But, it's been interesting to see how often that leadoff runners come around to score in this series.
Yeah, it's been all really about taking advantage of the other team's mistakes.
There's a ground ball to Bogdan. He fields it, goes to Zollinger, who goes to White. 4-6-3, twin killing, and that will have 2 outs here in the 6th. Just what the doctor ordered there for Danny Bettis. And the Wolverine defense, as that one almost took a bad hop on Bogdan. It comes right up. He got the glove up to quickly field it and get it to Zollinger.
Yeah, Bogdan made a great play on that. It took a really bad hop off the lip of the grass, as you said, and he had to scramble fast to get it to second base. And a great turn as well by Zollinger.
Oscar Sinai takes a big hack at the first pitch and comes up empty, and it's no balls and a strike. Sinai singled in the second, reached on an error in the fourth. He's had a pretty good series overall here for Bakersfield. And the 0-1 pitch as Bettis delivers a bunt showed. He pulls it back and taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The sun just setting now beyond the first base grandstand, and it is gorgeous. You look at the Wasatch Mountains beyond left field and center field, and they truly are turning a purple color.
And Sinai lines that one to right, and that's right at Sean Moish, who makes the play. And the top of the 6th comes to an end. Utah Valley still trails this one 2-1. They come up in the bottom of the 6th trying to tie this ball game up. We'll see if the Wolverines can do it right after this. You're listening to Utah Valley University Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Bottom half of the 6th inning at Brent Brown Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University. Thank you for joining us tonight here for Wolverine Baseball as they are home for the Bakersfield Roadrunners. I'm Ryan Pickens. Alongside of me is Jordan Bianucci as we get ready to play the bottom of the 6th inning. Sean Moish to step in and lead it off, and the first pitch home is taken for a called strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. It will be Moish, Croft, and Brinkerhoff. 3, 4, and 5. And the 0-1 pitch again sits on the corner on 71 mile-an-hour breaking pitch. And it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes as Davis sets and delivers home. That one's taken away for a ball. It's 1-2. Moish on the day has singled and walked to this point, and the 1-2 pitch home. Breaking ball swung on and popped high up. Giving it a look is Carter. He's going to give way to Gus Bith, who comes running in from right, and he makes the catch. There's 1 away.
This is the heart of your order. If you're UVU, trailing by 1 here, this is getting up towards the late innings. You need to get something going here. These are the guys you count on to get something going.
Definitely, and here as Colby Croft comes to the plate. We haven't really seen Croft hit cleanup much this year. And now he comes here to the plate as he is 1 for 2. But really, I mean, had a great night on Friday, or I guess that feels like yesterday. I keep thinking it's Sunday night as he takes ball 1 away, 1-0. Had a great night last night with a few hits. Pinched hit in the earlier game, and now starts this one. The 1-0 pitch swung on, and that one's fouled away into right. It's 1-1. Craig Brinkerhoff on deck for the Wolverines. 1 run on 4 hits and 2 errors for Utah Valley. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors for Bakersfield. The breaking ball will stay away, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Croft.
After this ball game, the Bakersfield Roadrunners.
The 2-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back, and it evens the count at 2-2.
They'll head to Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo to take on them in a midweek game on April 1st. Then they will be at Oklahoma for a tough 3-game series before returning it to conference play to host Chicago State. So, tough road ahead for the Bakersfield.
2-2 pitch. That one's lined foul into the Utah Valley dugout and kind of caroms out into left field. That's definitely going to be an interesting trip. They come here, then they sit on I'm assuming probably on a bus over to Cal Poly.
I believe they're flying out tomorrow.
They're flying, okay. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and popped up, and that one will be foul. We'll redo the 2-2.
But then back to Norman.
And then back to Norman, Oklahoma. That's a lot of changing time zones, and it's not exactly the weather from Northern California to Norman, Oklahoma is going to be a little bit different with the humidity. The 2-2 pitch delivery from Davis is swung out by Croft and hit out to left. Pierce is going to get there and make the catch, and there's 2 away.
Utah Valley, on the other hand, will stay put here at least for a couple more days. We'll make the trek over to Brigham Young, which is about depending on traffic, maybe a 10-15 minute drive from Brent Brown. They will play at BYU Tuesday night. We'll have that for you right here on WolverineGreen.com. And then fly out for the weekend series at Chicago State, a conference matchup.
Craig Brinkerhoff stands in and takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Brinkerhoff struck out swinging and grounded out to third. Chicago State was in action earlier today. The 1-0 pitch is low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. I'm not sure how that game ended up.
I'll be honest. Which game? What we're talking about?
Chicago State.
I can tell you that.
2 balls and no strikes, and Davis delivers that one. Swung on and fouled straight back. Looks like Chicago State lost to Grand Canyon 12-6.
Yeah, that ball game in Phoenix. On the out-of-town scoreboard, there is 1 game still in progress other than this one. It is Sacramento State down in Las Cruces. Well, New Mexico State losing big in the top of the 5th. Sacramento State up 8-0 down there.
The 2-1 pitch is in at the knees for a called strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Davis will kick home and deliver. That one swung on, grounded by Brinkerhoff to third. Jones fields it and fires across in time. And the bottom of the 6th comes to an end. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base at the end of 6 complete innings here from Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Bakersfield 2, Utah Valley 1. You're listening to Utah Valley University Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Top half of the 7th inning at Brent Brown Ballpark as Bakersfield leading the final game of this 3-game series by a 1-run lead at 2-1. Danny Bettis will begin the 7th inning. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Solomon Williams. It's going to be number 25, Nick Vielweld, coming to the plate here, number 25. Vielweld will hit from the left side of the plate, wearing number 25. And the first pitch from Bettis will kick and deliver that one away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Bettis still hitting 89 on the radar gun. As the 1-0 pitch home is going to be away for a ball. It's quickly 2-0 on Nick Vielweld. 2 balls and no strikes. Bettis will deliver home. That one swung on and missed. It's 2 balls and a strike. Vielweld has a 2-1 count on him, and he delivers home, and that one's swung on and fouled back and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vielweld, a sophomore from Bakersfield, California, chose to play his college baseball close to home as he stands in with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And Bettis will deliver home, and that one's inside and blocked by Rainier, and it makes the count go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. It will be Huff on deck, and then Garrett Pierce scheduled to hit here in the 7th. Bettis will once again kick something off of his cleat before he steps back onto the mound. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bettis looks in, gets the sign. The payoff pitch coming home, swung on and fouled back. Will do it again. Vielweld hitting 179 on the year. 5 hits in 28 at-bats. Getting the late appearance here in this one. And the 3-2 payoff pitch is swung on and popped up into left. Coming on and making a play on it and making the catch is Andrus. And there's 1 away. And that's going to bring up Ross Huff to the plate. Huff on the day has grounded out to the catcher on just a tapper right out in front of home plate, and then also popped out to second as he will stand in. Now hitting .222 on the season. And Bettis again has to look at something in his cleat. That's about the 4th or 5th time throughout the game that he's had to do that. I'm not sure if it's a comfortability thing or if it's literally there's something caught in his cleat. Action in the bullpen for Utah Valley. And the first pitch is swung on and missed by Huff. It looks like a left-hander down there.
It is. Patrick Wolf just keeping warm up there. He's been down there on and off.
Hey, he started throwing once in the first game, and now it looks like that's the 2nd time tonight in the 2nd game that he has been throwing. That's a ball in the dirt that sneaks all the way to the backstop, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Huff.
That's right, Wolf, the left-hander, out of Reno, went to DeMonte Ranch High School.
1 ball and 1 strike as Bettis delivers home. That one breaks back on the outside corner of the plate. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch caught some movement there at the very last second. Just kind of slid back over the corner, and it's 1-2.
Tell you, the Wolverines do not think that Huff can pull the ball. Jordy Hart is in right field, essentially.
And Huff swings and pulls that one foul down in towards the bullpen. And even Andrus is giving him a lot of room down that left field line. He's playing, I don't want to say straight away left center, but he's shaded more towards left center.
Yeah, kind of behind the shortstop.
1 ball and 2 strikes as the delivery comes home high and away and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bakersfield once again wearing the yellow tops, gray pants, and they changed the hats to blue. The 2-2 pitch swung on, a fly ball hit out to right center field. Moish and Brinkerhoff get there, and Moish will make the catch, and there's 2 away.
Exactly where they were playing them. So the dugout communicating well with the outfielders and knowing what pitches are coming as well, because I say that because that is the second time tonight we've said that. What a great job, what positioning they've been in to play those balls perfectly.
Now it's going to bring up Garrett Pierce. Pierce on the day is 2 for 2 with a couple of base hits. He had a single in the second and singled again in the fifth. Had an RBI back in the second. And with 2 down, he stands in here as Bettis delivers that one. Swung on line down the left field line. It's going to stay fair and roll. Oh, just foul. It looked like from my vantage point as I had to kind of turn and look through the other window that it was fair. And it stays no balls and a strike.
Yeah, just barely foul, and Bettis catches a break there. That would have been 2, maybe 3 bases.
So now Bettis goes from having a disadvantage to being ahead in the strike zone. It's kind of, again, it's interesting to see how just a 1/4 of an inch or, an 1/8 of an inch one way or another can change the ball game. It's the 0-1 pitch from Bettis home. It breaks away for a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike here as Bettis continues to work here. So he's gone so far through 6 2/3. And the delivery home is swung on and popped up high. Over towards first base and foul ground. Riley White is there. He makes the catch. And the 7th inning comes to an end here for Bakersfield with no runs on no hits, no errors, none left on. We'll stand and stretch, sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and then come back with the bottom of the 7th inning here from Brent Brown Ballpark. It's UVU 1, Bakersfield 2. You're listening to Wolverine Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Back here, Utah Valley in the bottom of the 7th inning. A couple of changes as the first pitch to Riley White is taken away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Defensively, Carter for Bakersfield has moved to second. And then coming in as the 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. So Max Carter moves from second to first. David Metzgar comes in at second. As White swings through it, it's 1-2. Metzgar comes in at second. And looks like that's all the changes we have as of right now. The 1-2 pitch home is going to stay high for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Riley White. White is 1 for 2 on the night as he grounded out to short and singled in the 4th. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The delivery home. Breaking ball swung on line. Fair down the third baseline. White is going to make the turn around first, head into second. It's misplayed out and left by Pierce, easily allowing White to move into second with a double. And once again, Riley White comes through with a big base hit when UVU needs it.
Yeah, that ball caromed around in the corner down there by the 305 marker. Didn't quite get to the 305 marker as the ball jets out down there at a right angle. However, Riley with a lot of speed, easily at second base, thought about three, but wisely stayed put at second. And another opportunity here for the Wolverines. Let's see what they can do. With Andrus at the plate, you would think he'd swing away, but maybe he'll show bunt here, try to get White to third.
Cade Andrus stands in from the right side. He does show a bunt, and he fouls it straight off. It's 0-1. Andrus was hit by a pitch in the second and flew out to second in the fourth. As Utah Valley puts the tying run in scoring position here in the bottom of the seventh. We're going to have a conversation here coming from Huff and Davis. They'll break up the conversation and head back to their respective positions. Corners playing in, expecting a bunt. Middle of the infield playing back. As the 0-1 count here coming to Cade Andrus. Andrus openly squares around a bunt. He will pull it back as it's taken away for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jackson Kuntz on deck to follow for the Wolverines. Andrus takes a long look into the UVU dugout to get the sign from head coach Eric Madsen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bunt laid down. Perfect bunt laid down. Fielded by Davis. His throw to first goes into the runner side of first, but Metzgar able to make the play. And so with 1 away, the tying run sits 90 feet away.
It was a nice play by Austin Davis to throw over to first. I'm not sure why, but covering the bag was the first baseman, I believe. The wheel play was on, so I'm pretty sure it was the first baseman retreating back. It was Max Carter covering. Max Carter, for some reason, had his left foot on the first base bag instead of his right foot, and that's why that ball went into the runner's lane there, because he caught it near the bag. He let the ball come into him rather than stepping on the bag with his right foot and reaching out. So now we'll have a meeting on the mound. Time taken by Eric Madsen. Bring his runners in, have a quick meeting. And this is something you see in college baseball. You really never see this in the big leagues, but Eric Madsen coming out and taking an offensive timeout and having a word with his hitter and his base runner.
And very interesting here with 1 out and the runner on a third. Jackson Kuntz at the plate. I mean, the question is, how do you try to manufacture that run? White at third with decent speed. Part of you has to wonder, if you're Bakersfield right now, are they going to try something like a squeeze here or something?
They could possibly run a squeeze here. I'm not surprised. Bakersfield will bring the infield in to try and cut that run down. Although with Kunz at the plate, everybody playing in already, I think I let Kunz swing away, because when the infield's in, you have a much better chance of getting a base hit.
And the first pitch, Holmes, a breaking ball away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And no sign of bunt coming there.
You're really limiting yourself in a way when you bring the infield in. And you do that to cut down the runner at the plate. You make that sacrifice. So UVU, I would swing away here and see what happens. We'll see what Coach Eric Madsen wants to happen, though.
The 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball that catches just inside the corner for a called strike. It's 1-1. Kuntz on the day, grounded to third and grounded to first as he stands in here 0 for 2 on the day. 1 ball, 1 strike, running on at third base. Time called by Kuntz as he'll step out of the batter's box. Bottom of the 7th inning, a 2-run game. Utah Valley with the tying run sitting at third base. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and it looks like it was actually fouled away very slowly over towards the Bakersfield dugout. Make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Kuntz should see a pretty good pitch to hit eventually in this at bat. A righty is waiting on deck in Cam Zollinger. So the lefty-lefty matchup, Davis definitely wants to take advantage of that.
1 ball and 2 strikes. The breaking pitch stays high for a ball and evens the count at 2-2. And, the one thing here that you do bring the infield in. which means you have less time to field that ball on already a fast infield.
Absolutely, and at the same time, though, maybe Davis doesn't come into Coons because then the middle infield can move back, double play depth.
The 2-2 pitch is swung on and lightly hit foul over into the Utah Valley dugout, and that would be a very interesting, well, we'll kind of try to pitch around and see if he'll chase and then see exactly what happens from there.
And a tough spot here, too, because where you can normally throw a ball in the dirt, as Davis has done, if it gets past Huff, it means a run and a tie ball game.
The 2-2 pitch as Davis delivers home. That one's away for ball 3, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You do have Cam Zollinger on deck for Utah Valley, and he has only had 7 or 8 at-bats so far this year. And
I'd be really surprised here, 3-2, to see Austin Davis come dead red here down the middle.
A 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3, and it just sat on the corner and at the knees, and Kuntz got froze pretty good. I think Kuntz was thinking fastball. The breaking ball came and froze him, and there's 2 away here in the 7th inning for Cam Zollinger.
Perfect pitch. Austin Davis executed a perfect pitch, coming with the breaking ball right on the outside corner. Nothing really over the plate that obviously Kuntz was looking for.
So now a big at-bat here for Cam Zollinger with 2 outs, the runner at third. And the first pitch is swung on and hit well to center. But Hine gets back there to make the catch, and the 7th inning will end for Utah Valley. A golden opportunity comes up empty here at the end of 7. Bakersfield 2, Utah Valley 1. You're listening to Utah Valley University Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Top of the 8th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. A golden opportunity for the Wolverines to score in the bottom of the 7th. They come up empty, and now Bakersfield will come to the plate here with the top of their lineup against Danny Bettis, who will go to pitch number 100. As I'll send it back over to my broadcast partner, Jordan Bianucci. Jordan?
Thanks very much, Ryan. Danny Bettis, the starter, as you mentioned, back out on the mound. He is at 99 pitches thrown. The right-hander working from the windup will face Jordy Hine here, the left-handed hitting center fielder. The pitch to him, fastball, down and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So Utah Valley, a golden opportunity wasted in the bottom of the 7th inning. You have a man on third with 1 out. You do not need a hit to score him. And they couldn't come up with a run. Here's a slow roller to second base. Bogdan has it on to first, and there's 1 away in the bottom, or rather the top of the 8th inning. I beg your pardon. That'll bring up Miles Jones. Jones 0 for 3 today, although he did fly out to deep right field back in the 3rd inning. Sean Moish made a running catch on the track to make that out as time is taken, and the third base coach is going to have a word with Miles Jones as men in each bullpen get warm.
Max Carter, who is right now playing first base, is the man warming up in the Bakersfield bullpen. He has 2 saves on the year, so might be warming up the closer or setup man here. I'll check on Utah Valley here.
2-1. Bakersfield leading Utah Valley. We're in the top of the 8th. Base is empty. 1 man out. Here's Jones. He's ready. The windup, the throw. Now he shows bunt, pulls it back. Fastball misses down and in, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Utah Valley has Patrick Wolf, the left-hander, up, and Kyle Volgardson, the righty, getting loose.
So we'll see if Bettis allows a base runner, what Eric Matson will do. 1-0 on the way. Fastball on the outside corner, strike one called. The wind swirling as the flag may just gently blowing in from right center field. Beyond that, the traffic trickles down University Parkway. There's a fastball, catches the outside corner, and it's 1-2 strikes to Jones. A crisp, beautiful evening here in Orem. And a good ball game at that. Bettis has what he wants. He delivers. 1-2, chopper up the middle. It maybe glanced off the glove of Bettis, and now it'll glance off the glove of Zollinger at short and into center field. And in there at first, and it's going to be an error on Cam Zollinger. A tough error, but he should have come up with it. Miles Jones reaches first on the E6.
Now Max Carter, who was throwing in the bullpen, has to quickly make his way to the plate because it's now his turn to bat.
That is a good observation. Hitting from the right side, Carter. Jones with a short lead at first, held on by White. Ground ball, this could be two. Chopper to short, on to second, on to first. He got him! And Bettis gets out of the jam once again. The Wolverines turn 2. The error does not come back to haunt them. So we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Wolverines need a run. It's 2-1 Bakersfield in the middle of 8. Jordan Bianucci alongside Ryan Pickens back here on WolverineGreen.com. It'll be the top of the order for UVU as they come to bat here. Down 1 run. It'll be Grayson Bogdan, Seth Rainier, and Sean Moish here in the 8th. Back out on the mound, it's the lefty, Austin Davis, who has given up just 1 run on 5 hits. He started this ball game. So here's Bogdan. Bogdan, 1 for 3. Takes a fastball outside, and it's 1 ball, no strikes to the right-handed hitting second baseman. Bogdan, a great turn on that 6-4-3 double play. That one swung on and fouled away down the right field line. It's going to get out of play. He, of course, came to the bag, pivoted, and turned to first to complete that double play to end the 8th inning and preserve this 1-run deficit as Bakersfield looked to add on. The lights in full force now at Brent Brown Ballpark as we're about 11 minutes past 8. Nobody on the base paths, nobody out. 2-1, UVU trails. Fastball up and away. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to Grayson Bogdan. Rainier waits on deck from the windup. Davis throws. Fastball way up and away, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. And you mentioned it, Ryan. It was Max Carter getting warm in the pen for Bakersfield. He's back at first base now. He started the game at second. We'll see how long they let Davis go. 3-1 pitch. Fastball missed down low. That was close. Bogdan took it for a ball, though, and the tying run is on base for the Wolverines.
Yeah, definitely one of those pitches where it could have gone either way. Good eye by Bogdan, though, to know the strike zone. I think a lot of times as a hitter, you have to understand, you have to know your strike zone. As Bill Kernan comes out of the Bakersfield dugout here, we'll see if he'll make a change.
Bill Kernan making the long walk to the mound, taking his time, and he may go with Max Carter simply because there's no one up in the bullpen for Bakersfield right now, and I think that's what he's going to do. We'll see, though. He hasn't taken the ball out of Austin Davis's hands yet. Eric Matson brings in his guys. His Bogdan from first to huddle up near the dugout. And Seth Rainier. It'll be Rainier at the plate, the right-handed hitter. Rainier tonight, 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice bunt back in the third inning. And here comes John Wolf, the home plate umpire, to break up this congregation on the mound.
Now, one thing, just looking at like available players for UVU, they do have Mark Kruger still. He is available, so if they do go to a right-hander, you might see Kruger come off the bench to pinch hit.
You absolutely could. They leave in Austin Davis. So Kernan leaves his starter in there. For better or worse, we'll see what happens. The corners playing in for Bakersfield. Holding on, Bogdan at first, is Carter. Playing in at about the edge of the grass, maybe guarding against the bunt, is Miles Jones. A sacrifice bunt here would put the tying run in scoring position with only one out. Nobody on. Here's the pitch. A bunt shown, ball misses down low. So what happened there, they put the will play on once again, where the first baseman charges in to guard against the bunt, and the second baseman moves to his left to cover the bag at first. Now Ross Huff will step out in front plate and put on the sign for his defense, letting him know what the play is now on this pitch. No balls, one strike. The count to Rainier. Hitting .232 on the year. Shows bunt. Now it's a pitch out. Snap throw faked to first base.
The entire series, Bakersfield's been very concerned when Bogdan's on at first, or I mean really anywhere when he's on, that he's going to try to steal the base. They must have something in the scouting report that says Bogdan likes to run.
Well, they know Bogdan is fast. However, Bogdan has not run this year. He only has stolen one base on one attempt. But he's a big run here. The pitch. He shows bunt. They pull back and hit him. It hit him. They looked on the hand or the wrist, and they're going to give him first base. So now the tying run is in scoring position for the Wolverines.
And now you head into the meat part of this lineup with Moish, Croft, and Brinkerhoff. And I mean, again, we saw in the 8th inning they left the runner a little bit of redemption time coming here for the middle part of this lineup.
And now another meeting on the mound, this time between the infield. We'll see if Bill Kernan comes out of the dugout to make a change. No one getting warm in the pen for Bakersfield. If they did make a change, it would probably be to Carter, the right-hander, who's playing first base at the moment. At the plate, who else would you like up there? It's Sean Moish, the Utah Valley right fielder, switch hitter, hitting from the right side against the lefty Davis. Tonight, Moish has walked, singled, and popped up to right field. Two runners on, nobody out. The pitch. He shows bunt. Perfect bunt down the third baseline. Coming to field, it is Davis. He'll try to go to third. He's safe! Davis, a mental error. He thought he could get Bogdan at third. He could not. And the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Just a terrible decision from Davis. Bogdan moving well, got to third. It really wasn't that close. Davis could have gotten Moish going up the line. He does not have incredible speed.
What was interesting to me, I wasn't really surprised. We saw Miles Jones at third playing pretty much even there with the bag. I saw the first baseman play in for the bunt, so I kind of thought possibly they were going to do that. I didn't think, though, I thought maybe they would give Utah Valley that look. I didn't actually think they would necessarily fully try, but like you said, Jordan, it really wasn't that close at third base. They would have had a decent shot to get Moish at first. Even that, though, could have been a bang-bang play.
So now Utah Valley has the bases loaded, nobody out. Infield, the middle infield double play depth. They'll give up the tying run to get a double play with nobody out. Corners in at the grass. So now not only does a hit tie the ball game, it could possibly put the Wolverines ahead. The pitch, that one, fastball up above the belt. Ball one to Colby Croft. Croft, a single in this ball game. He's 1 for 3. From the right side of the plate, Croft asks for time, now digs in. From the windup, Davis still in there. Now a throw to second, and he's safe! And they can't believe it. Sinai thought he had him, and to be honest, I thought he did too. And now they're yelling at the dugout.
They just warned. About 6 players from Bakersfield dugout jumped up almost out of the dugout when that call happened. I'm not sure if the warning came to those players
or to Bill Kernan.
Because
John Wolf writes down the warning to make sure to document that in the notebook. And now back to home plate. We have a spot up here. Obviously, we don't have the benefit of a television replay, but the throw definitely beat Rainier at second base, but apparently he got under the tag. So 1 ball, no strikes, bases loaded. The Wolverines down 1. The pitch in there called for a strike on the inside corner, and the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Just a fly ball at medium depth would score Bogdan, who has good speed at third, to tie this ball game. Croft waiting. Now the throw. He swings and lines 1 foul off to the right side, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Bakersfield really going to live or die with Austin Davis out there on the mound. He's pitched brilliantly, given up 1 run on 5 hits, and has gotten out of jams more than once tonight. He has Croft 1 and 2 here. The windup, the delivery. Down to the road, gets past the catcher, coming in. Bogdan will score easily. This game is tied. Austin Davis threw a breaking ball. It got through the legs of Ross Huff. A wild pitch. It will be ruled. And this ball game is tied at 2. Advancing to second and third on the play were Rainier to third and Moish to second.
We mentioned it earlier in the game, in the last inning when Riley White was at third, that you throw that ball in the dirt, it gets past the catcher and it scores. And their catcher's done a great job of keeping those balls in front of them, except that time there.
Now they bring the infield in. Nobody out still. Runners at second and third. UVU can take the lead without a hit. The pitch, that one, a ground ball, base hit up the middle. UVU will come in to score 1 run. They'll hold up Moish at third base, but the Wolverines take the lead on a base hit off the bat of Colby Kraft. It is 3-2.
Just a great piece of hitting, just right back up through the box into center field. Great base running there by Utah Valley. A tough situation to hit, and no outs as well, so you have plenty of time to wait and be patient for a pitch. And now Bill Kernan going to make a pitching change. It looks like he will go to Max Carter as Carter's come over to change out his glove over to the Bakersfield bench.
So the Wolverines take a 3-2 lead here. A tough walk back to the dugout for Austin Davis. His shoulders slumped, looking down as he strolls back. Pitched so well for so long, but in the 8th, he ultimately gives up the tying and go-ahead runs. We'll take a quick break, but when we come back, the runners will be for Utah Valley at second and third, or at first and third. Croft at first, Moish at third base. Still nobody out here in the 8th inning as Max Carter comes in to warm things up. You're listening to Utah Valley Baseball on WolverineGreen.com.
An exciting finish coming to you from Brent Brown Ballpark, where the Wolverines have just scored 2 here to take the lead at 3-2. The new pitcher on the mound for Bakersfield, number 8, Max Carter. We've seen him at second, we've seen him at first, and now on the mound. Carter making his 9th appearance. He's 0-2 with a 2.31 ERA, 11 2/3 innings, and 2 saves. And the new first baseman, they're going to move Alan Gwynn from the DH spot to first base, and they will terminate the DH at this point, and the pitcher will hit for Bakersfield.
So, Craig Brinkerhoff at the plate with men on first and third, nobody out. 3-2, the Wolverines have taken the lead. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and popped up, out of play behind us. And the count is 0-1. Brinkerhoff batting .287 on the season. He doubled in his last at bat down the left field line, but he was ultimately stranded there. 0-1 pitch to him. Breaking ball stays up above the belt, and what a breaking ball that was at 65 miles per hour from Carter. That looked like the curveball, the slow curve. 1-1 pitch coming. Curve in the dirt. Nice block by Ross Huff to keep it in front of him. It's 2 balls, 1 strike now to Brinkerhoff.
Dropped that one down to 66 miles an hour. I mean, that's quite a change from the fastball to the breaking ball.
Absolutely. Infield, everybody about even with the bag. Nobody out. The pitch. This is down low again. It's 3-1. Waiting on deck is Riley White, who's a switch hitter. He would bat left-handed against the righty. Croft on first. Moish on third. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Actually, foul tipped into the glove. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Brinkerhoff. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Wolverines leading 3-2. Bakersfield trying to limit this damage. Give them a shot in the 9th. 3-2 pitch. Fastball just missed outside. Max Carter wanted the call. He didn't get it. Just a bit off the plate. And Brinkerhoff will take first base. Now the bases are loaded with nobody out. And if you're Bakersfield, really, I would think they would bring the infield in, but it looks like they're going to have the corners stay in, and they'll give up another run for a double play in the middle.
You really want to get it out here, because if not, you're in danger of Utah Valley really breaking this one open here late.
Here's Riley White. He has that opportunity here. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss on a fastball at 84 miles per hour. And it snowballs 1 strike to White. White, who has made a few sensational plays at first base today in Game 1 of this doubleheader and in Game 2. 0-1 pitch coming from the stretch. Carter throws. That one swung on, fouled, tipped down the third baseline. And the count is quickly 0-2 on Riley White. The Wolverines really can put in a run on the board here and a 2-run cushion with just a medium deep fly ball to the outfield. Everybody playing straight away. Defensively for Bakersfield, that is. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away again. Off to the left this time. Riley White just got a piece of the fastball, and he stays alive. No wind to speak of. This game just a little over 2 hours old. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded, 3-2 Wolverines. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and it's 1-2. Brinkerhoff on first. Croft at second. Moish with his lead at third. Corner infielders playing just maybe a step back from the edge of the grass. Middle infield playing up towards second base and back, looking for the double play. 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, line drive foul. Another fastball that White was behind and got a piece of. It hit the retaining wall down there near the bullpen. And the count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carter bent at the waist. Peering in for the sign. He has what he wants. He comes set, chest high, now moves his glove down. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back again, this time onto the rooftop. And the count remains at 1-2. So White really battling here. Waiting on deck is Kate Andrus. This is the second man Carter has faced in this inning. He walked Brinkerhoff and now facing White. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball, just getting a piece of it was White, shortening up that swing and just shooting a ground ball near the UVU dugout on the third base side. The left-handed hitter doing a nice job to just keep this at bat going. Bases loaded. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Wolverines by 1. The pitch. Curveball swung on, ground ball up the middle. This could be 2. On to second, on to first, double play. A run does come in to score for the Wolverines. However, Bakersfield gets what they wanted. 2 down now. Moving from second to third on the play was Colby Croft. Sean Moish comes in to score, and it's 4-2 UVU. Andrus now will come up with 2 men out and a man at third. So UVU gets another run. However, they sacrifice 2 men in the purpose, and Riley White does not get an RBI, grounding into the 6-4-3 double play. Pitch to Andrus, down low, 1-0. The way this UVU offense has struggled lately, they'll take it. The pitch, down, whoa, called for a strike. Andrus looks back at John Wolf, just kind of glanced back there. That ball below the knees, called for a strike though. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, a man on third, 4-2 Wolverines. That one swung on and hit high, but easily in the ballpark. Mid-depth right field, settling under it and making the grab is Chance Guspeth, and the inning is over. However, the Wolverines score 3 runs. They come back to take the lead 4-2. And we will go to the 9th inning. We'll see who's out on the mound to close it out for the Wolverines to try and win this series when we come back. You're listening to Utah Valley Baseball on WolverineGreen.com. Wolverines 4, Bakersfield 2.
Top of the 9th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Defensive changes for the Wolverines. Jordy Hart enters the game for Craig Brinkerhoff. And Brinkerhoff moves to right field.
Bettis will start the 9th. Try and go all the way. He started this ball game, gave up 2 in the second inning, and has been brilliant since. First pitch is a ball down low. Second pitch, right back to him. A hopper has it. He'll run to first base. Underhanded to Riley White. 1 away. That was Chance Guspeth, the cleanup hitter. Saw 2 pitches, and he's retired. 1 away in the 9th. So Hart is in center field. Brinkerhoff in right. In left field, it's Moish, his normal position out there. Everyone else stays the same. Eric Mattson just putting in that defensive lineup with the lead. Fastball misses up high, just above the belt to Alan Gwynn. And it's 1-0. Gwynn, 1 for 2. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? He did, says home plate umpire John Wolf. That was a fastball at 90 from Danny Bettis.
Pretty impressive to see him still at 90, 110 pitches in.
Very impressive. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, breaking ball, just a little bit off the plate outside, and counts 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody on base here. 1 out, top of the 9th. Wolverines lead 4-2. Looking to get the series win against Bakersfield. Fastball in the dirt. Bettis a little charged up there, I think. Maybe overthrowing a bit on that one. 3-1 the count. Well, Gwynn will see a good pitch to hit here, or he should, as his run doesn't mean anything. If you put him on, then you bring the tying run to the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch from Bettis. Fastball misses way outside. So Danny Bettis issues a 1-out walk, and the tying run will come to the plate for Bakersfield. A righty and a lefty getting warm in the pen for Utah Valley. If it's the same, it is Wolf and I believe Valgartson down there. And here comes Eric Mattson. He may make a change right now. So Danny Bettis, who has pitched very, very well, he calls for, I believe, the right-hander. It will be Kyle Valgartson to come in relief of Bettis as he gets a standing ovation from the Wolverine fans behind the third base dugout, as he has earned it. 2 great starts today, one in Game 1 and here in Game 2 from Danny Bettis. We'll take a quick break here on WolverineGreen.com. The tying run coming to the plate here in the top of the 9th for Bakersfield. Kyle Valgartson in for the save. UVU clinging to a 2-run lead here.
Top of the 9th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark as Utah Valley has made a pitching change. They'll bring on number 19, Kyle Valgartson, who's 0-1 on the year. This will be his 11th appearance. He's got a 5.17 ERA, and he does have 1 save on the year in 15 2/3 innings of work, 19 hits, 10 runs, 5 walks, and 8 strikeouts, and he'll go to work here against Oscar Sinai.
Sinai hitting from the right side. He represents the tying run. Playing about even with the bag at third base is Jackson Coons. Hart in center, a hair to the right, and playing deep in right field is Craig Brinkerhoff. Coming set, Valgartson from the stretch. Fastball swung on and hit deep to left center field. Going back is Moish. Moish now settling under it right at the edge of the track, and he makes the grab. That ball was hit a long way, but he hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark. And lucky for Kyle Valgartson and the Wolverines, it's just a long out. That ball was hit very deep, right about to the edge of the track in left center field, where the berm ends and meets the NCAA sign out there. But a long out, that gives you a scare if you're a Wolverine fan. 2 outs now, though. And here is David Metzgar, the right-handed hitter, takes a fastball low and away for ball 1. Metzgar getting his first at bat. The pitch, breaking ball. Ooh, looked to be pretty good. Stayed up a little high, though. 2-0 now. You really don't want to walk him, which would put the tying run on base. 2 balls, no strikes. A short lead at first for Gwynn. The pitch, fastball, in there for a strike on the outside corner. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike to Metzgar. Metzgar this season hitting .246, hitting .265 with runners on. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. This one swung on. This should be the ballgame. Little pop-up right side into foul territory. White, first baseman, makes the grab, and Utah Valley has won it. They lose Friday, but come back to sweep the doubleheader on Saturday and take the series from Bakersfield. And they do it in comeback fashion tonight in Game 2. Going into the 8th, trailing, they scored 3 runs. Val Gartson comes in along with Danny Bettis in the 9th to get the job done. And the Wolverines win it by a final of 4-2. They shake hands at the pitcher's mound, and both teams will now shake hands at home plate, as is customary at the series end. So the Wolverines really showed a lot of heart in that series after getting beat pretty good on Friday night and coming back today and winning both games and keeping themselves in it. We will take a break here on WolverineGreen.com and come back with our postgame show and our numbers, our final totals here in a minute. Once again, the Wolverines win this one by a score of 4-2. We'll be back here on WolverineGreen.com. Back here on WolverineGreen.com, I'm Jordan Bianucci alongside Ryan Pickens for your Wolverine Green postgame show here. And after a thriller here at Brent Brown Ballpark, the Wolverines come back to beat Bakersfield in comeback fashion in the bottom of the 8th inning, scoring 3 and winning 4-2. Ryan, I think it shows a lot about this team, and maybe the first time all season that we've seen this team show this kind of, I'm looking for some more adjectives to describe it, but really just showing this kind of heart to come back after being down. We've seen them go down early and not be able to come back. Well, tonight that was not the story.
Yeah, I mean, tonight, you just look at this win. I mean, Austin Davis in control for a good portion of this ballgame. He pitched. I mean, unfortunately, he's going to get tabbed with the loss tonight. But, I mean, he really pitched good enough to get the win. He just couldn't get any run support. But, I mean, the hard part really is, how well UVU fought back. And, I mean, not really the hard part. The good thing was, getting late in the ball game, they took advantage. I think we finally saw them tonight take advantage of mistakes made by Bakersfield. They didn't necessarily take advantage last night on a couple of those, and I think it made a difference tonight.
Absolutely. And in fact, even in this game, they left men on base, and looking at it throughout the ball game and looking throughout the season, we're going, you can't leave men on base. That's how we've been losing these ball games if you're UVU. But tonight, I think you nailed it on the head. They took advantage. When it came down to it, they took advantage of mistakes that were made and really came up big, getting big hits when they needed to. You mentioned the loss goes to Davis. He moves to 1-5, and really it is a tough loss. Austin Davis pitched so well, even up into that 8th inning, and I think a case can be made, and I think even Bill Kernan would admit to maybe he left Davis in just a little too long, although Austin Davis would never obviously say that. He's a competitor, and just couldn't quite finish the 8th after he had thrown about 115 pitches, some upwhere around there. He had thrown a lot of pitches and ultimately gave up a couple hits in the 8th that doomed him. But the winner goes to Danny Bettis on the other side of things, who pitched very well. And while he gave up some hits, the defense helped him out, and he got himself out of big jams when he needed to. So Danny Bettis, a well-deserved win for him. He moves to 2-3 on the season. The save goes to Valgartson. That's his second save of the season. And you look at these numbers, just an all-around team effort and a good win for Utah Valley, a good momentum-building win as they go into BYU on Tuesday and then back to the important conference play at Chicago State next weekend. Any final thoughts, Ryan, before we say goodbye until Tuesday night?
No, I think you hit the nail right on the head. I think just building momentum, coming back after losing last night, and losing a game in which there was a lot of things in which really needed to get better and improve. They quickly turned around. They had to play a doubleheader today, not exactly maybe the best of conditions or the best thing you'd like to do, but definitely you saw the momentum from game 1 carry over to game 2. I think you saw the dominance of the pitching staff tonight. You saw Bettis pitch well. You saw Ryan Evans pitch really well. Two pitchers that really needed to have good starts heading into next weekend's conference series. Back-to-back conference series, or not conference series, but back-to-back series wins for this Utah Valley team. And now, bring that momentum over to Provo on Tuesday night and then on to Chicago.
Well said, Ryan. The final totals for this game: UVU, of course, won it. 4 runs on 6 hits, 3 errors, something UVU can definitely improve on. Bakersfield, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Bakersfield moves to 11-15 overall record-wise and 4-5 in the WAC. Utah Valley moves to 9-18 overall, but much more importantly, 3-3 in the WAC. They get to 500. The final numbers here tonight: the time of the ball game was only 2 hours and 20 minutes with both pitchers working quickly. The attendance, 558 here at Brent Brown. It was a cool night, but ultimately a rewarding one if you're a Wolverine fan. Our next broadcast will be right here on WolverineGreen.com. That'll be on Tuesday